All right, Panthers football. Don't turn the ball over. We got 2 from them. Cleaned up some of our special teams penalties, but we had some other that kind of happened throughout the course of the game. But we talk about finish, and finding a way to finish, do right longer, and the defense found a way in that overtime, to have a couple of balls knocked down, a sack, some big things right there, and then the offense, of course, just finishing it the way we want to. Being able to run the ball with toughness right there. We're in a great situation for a field goal. And Chuba ends up breaking a few tackles and scoring right there. So it was a great thing to celebrate with the guys and just to reemphasize, playing football right, doing right longer is the way we finish. And so was really happy about that.
Chuba's been kind of the face of your offense all season. For him to close out this big one in your home finale, what do you think this means to this team, to this locker room?
I mean, it's great for everybody involved. We talk about being able to run the ball. We talk about being able to finish the game running the ball, and we were able to do that right there. So it was huge.
Dave, your last possession of regulation, your first possession overtime, you had 2 third and shorts where you didn't run the ball. Did that, when you got to that second overtime possession, were you like, we're going to get it to Shuba?
Absolutely. Thought about just having that mentality, and they gave us some pretty challenging looks, in those situations. So they were playing for us to try to run the ball in those situations, and thought we had a couple of good passes called, and we just, we had, Bryce kind of tripped up. I think they said he might have tripped on Brady's foot on the first one, and then the last one we had right there, we had a guy open in the flat, for a potential first down and missed the throw on that one. Would love to have that, but when you got to overtime, we had an opportunity to run the ball there, and so it worked out for us.
Dave, you talked this week about winning this last home game. What does it mean for this franchise to kind of leave it here, even though you guys have 2 more games on the road?
It was great. It was great for us to just be right here, Bank of America Stadium, with our fans here. It was a great showing by the fans. I mean, it was, there was some great energy, at the end of this finish right here. So to be able to show our style, great effort, great enthusiasm, great toughness, playing smart, and finish, the final piece of that, it was really special to me, so that we can feel what that feels like to play our brand of football.
Coach, what can you say about the contributions of 2 undrafted rookies, Windman and Richardson? And could you also comment on the hip guard tackle?
It's about opportunity, and we talked about that last night. Don't miss your shot. When you get a shot, make the most of your opportunities. And, I had a chance to just, go and find Kobe Windman after the game, and he just mentioned, like, that resonated with him. He's got an opportunity here, and opportunities come in a bunch of different ways, and his happened to be because of the injuries that we've suffered in that position, but he made some big plays. He made some great tackles in the open field, and ran around and really just played fast, so that was huge.
Dave, so this is a really young team, but you had a lot of veterans step up. Tommy Tremble, Deshaun Robinson, David Moore, Adam Thielen. These guys have been through a lot of losing this season. How have they been able to kind of guide the locker room through those bumps and bruises?
Yeah, it's just their example of what professionalism looks like, that regardless of where you're at, when you have these opportunities, you go right back to work. And you take the work seriously throughout the week. You show up, and these games are so valuable for all the guys who get to be out there, And so to hold our opponents in the highest regard, to hold each game in the highest regard, they've been able to show the whole group what that looks like.
Dave, when did you realize that Cade wasn't going to be able to play today? And what does it say that Brady's able to step in and play at that level?
It was really this morning, and so and Brady, was prepared, and he's worked on it to be ready, to go in at a bunch of different positions, really, and for Brady to come through again and allow us to play football was huge. And again, another opportunity for Brady to show what he can do as well. So that was huge.
Praise Bryce for last week, even with 4 turnovers. How was this for a coming back game?
Yeah, he just played fast again. He was really decisive. You saw some of the scrambles early in the first half, where he was able to pick up some critical third downs for us there, and run one in for a touchdown, So it was about just being decisive, knowing where all the bones are buried, in his concepts, and being able to get to the scramble when those windows open up for him. But and again, just making some really nice throws when we needed him to.
Dave, I know your team has 2 games left aside, but today your last home game. How do you look at the progress your team has made so far this year?
Yeah, we just look for weekly progress. You know, we take each game kind of as an isolated game and look at those things, work on the issues, and try to just improve 1 week at a time. And that's been our focus, and that's going to be our focus again this week. You know, with Christmas coming up and a little bit of a different schedule, is can we still get our work done and be focused to get ready to go play the Bucs?
Dave, but there was specific parallels to earlier close losses, especially here, here at Bank of America Stadium. How do those experiences, even though they are losses, sort of help inform you in games like tonight?
Yeah, just being comfortable, right? As long as we got time and downs, and you go to overtime, you got to go to overtime, and you got to just continue to play football and continue to do right longer. That's the message for our group and for the guys, especially for the defense, to get us that ball back one more time right there in overtime. You know, after we went and had to punt, you know, on the first drive. So the guys just continue to just have that fight that we've had all year, but to finish it the way we wanted to, which is with the win, was huge.
Dave, there had not been any hip drop penalties called before that one on Jacoby.
Yeah.
What explanation did you get? And it seemed like for a bit after that call, it kind of changed momentum.
Yeah, I mean, it was a big play. It was certainly a big play, and all of the elements looked like they were there, you know, the posture and all those things that they're looking for, you know. And so I haven't seen the replay fully yet, so I don't want to comment too much more on it. But, you know, the officials are making their calls quickly, you know, and I know there's a lot of pressure on them. And when they see something, you know, they ended up going with that call.
Dave, back to Bryce for a second. He took a lot of hits today.
Yeah.
What can you say about his toughness?
Yeah, he just keeps popping up, you know, just playing the next play, and that's the goal, right? Is the refocus mechanism that we talk about? Can we snap back in and just play the next play? And that's what he did a great job of today.
Well, one thing, to go back to Chuba for 1 second, in another overtime game, he had a very different result just a few weeks ago. So I wonder if you could talk a little bit about, you know, how he's been able to bounce back in such a critical moment today.
It just speaks to his character. You know, that's just who he is. He's just going to go right back to work, and we're going to keep giving him the ball, you know, and especially in these types of, you know, moments. And it was a beautiful finish. You know, it was like, you know, just the old school duo play. And our guys, you know, they fit up the blocks properly. He ran behind his pads, you know, and secured the ball, finished in the end zone. So it was great redemption for Chuba for sure.
Couple more.
Dave, as your team is going through the season, the highs and the lows, the overarching theme is learn how to win. How many teaching points come out of this game in that effort in learning how to win for you?
I mean, it's huge, you know, because there were some good and some bad, and there were some moments in there where we didn't execute, you know, where we were able to give, you know, the Cardinals another opportunity. But it's about just keep playing football. Just don't judge it. Don't pass judgment on the outcome of the game based on one play, one result that might happen. We just got to keep playing ball as long as we have time and the clock, as long as they're giving us opportunities. And this was just another, you know, just stacking another piece for the guys to learn how to finish.
Dave, good teams typically take advantage of other teams' mistakes. The Cardinals had a ton of penalties in the first half, had that turnover, you score on that one, build that lead. From a coaching standpoint, do you kind of have to highlight that type of stuff when you go into the film room this week?
Yeah, we do. And again, I know I sound like a broken record, but it's about just continuing to play football. Regardless of how those opportunities come to us, can we just get right back on schedule to doing things that trying to attack the defense the way that we were? Can the defense, you know, continue to make their, you know, adjustments to the different issues that show up in the game? And so today was a bunch of them, you know, kind of felt like, you know, it was a back and forth game there. And even though we had a little bit of a lead, you know, the Cardinals fought right back in. Something we talked about Kyler, you know, just the competitiveness of the guy, you know, and Coach Gannon, you know, just they've been building this football team, you know, now for 2 years, and to see them continue to play sound football and make it hard on us, you know. So it was a knockdown, drag out kind of day.
Did you ever consider going short sleeves like Coach Gilbert today?
I did not. No.